Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
Welcome to episode 52 of Talk Smart with
Pugh
and McCart. I am Andrew McCart. That is the ever good-looking young Joe Pugh over there. How are you, sir?
I don't know about that. Bags under my eyes. It was a late one last night, but boy, was it a good one. Boy, was it a good one. It was absolutely unbelievable, like from top to bottom.
Definitely. Well, I'm going to just jump straight into it. Chisora, Joyce, you said last week that Chisora's your Love Island. He's your 2 beers on a Monday night. You know what? He's my Love Island. He's my 2 beers on a Monday night. Honestly, last night I was like watching it and I was like, by the third round, I was like, Joyce, he looks gone, Chisora. He looked absolutely gone. He was tired. He was getting pinged a little bit with the left hook from Joyce, the right hand from Joyce, the jab from Joyce. But I tell you what a set of balls on that man. Chisora, that's one of the best Chisora fights I've ever seen. Just because it was a battle of attrition for him, and he just dug deep, and he just every time Joyce would land, he would just throw big haymakers off the ropes, and then one landed, and I think it was the 9th round, knocked Joyce down. Yeah, I love Chisora, man. I love him, man, because that was just many a man would have quit. Many men would have took a knee, but he didn't. And fair play to him, and fair play to Joyce as well, because he got tagged a good few times, so he's still got that granite jaw that we talk about. But yeah, what an absolute great fight. Awkward to watch at times because it looked like I was watching a fight in slow motion, if I'm being honest, at certain points. But it sparked into life at the right moments, and I loved it, man. You must have loved the atmosphere there as well, Joe.
Yeah, I did. It was one of my favourites, I must admit. Anyone who knows me knows my love for both guys. But as I do say, I do love Derek Chisora. Always loved Derek Chisora. Derek Chisora was a big part of me getting into boxing. Some of the first fights I remember were early Derek Chisora fights. I know that probably makes you feel very old, Andy, but there you go. But yeah, it delivered on everything. I think there was some sort of worry going into it from a neutral perspective that they might cancel each other out, that they might hold. There was very, very little holding in that fight. It looked like every time you thought, "Oh, this could be it for Chisora now." What a great go he's given. Then he'd sit on the ropes. He'd kind of get in that Philly shell and chuck a big right hand straight over the top.
It was amazing, mate, honestly. And you mentioned Joe Joyce. You know what? That's why I love boxing, mate. Because look at Joe Joyce beat. He beat Daniel Dubois, stopped him. He stopped Joseph Parker, right? Then he got beat by Zhang. But now you look at where Dubois is. He's fighting Anthony Joshua at Wembley Stadium. Now you look at Joseph Parker, the run that he's been on. It's just an absolutely insane sport. And if there's ever been that saying, styles make fights, that just proves it right there. Because Joe Joyce was terrible style for Dubois and Parker, but they seem to enjoy everybody else, it seems, other than Joyce. But Zhang enjoyed. It's an insane, fun sport to be involved in because of that fact. Because you can say, like I said, look at the sport we're in. Look at Chisora. Like, who the heck? Like, people were calling for his retirement two fights ago. Maybe after the second Joseph Parker loss, and then maybe even immediately after the Tyson Fury loss, everyone was saying retire. Man, I don't listen. If he wants to get to 50-0, I'm all for it. I really am, man. The guy, I think he deserves it because he's been a credit to British boxing. He wants to fight in Manchester and he wants to fight in Africa. Now I'm just going to put this proposal out there. You know what I mean? You know where I'm going, Joe. Martin Bakole's government in the Congo, right, want to do the 50-year anniversary of Muhammad Ali and Foreman. I think it's the tail end of October or beginning of November, right? If Martin Bakole gets past Jared Anderson at the weekend, why not? Why not? Why not have Chisora versus Bakole on the 50-year anniversary of Ali Foreman? I mean, people are probably saying, "Oh, shut up, Andrew." But listen, why not, man? Why not? Why not, Joe? Back me up.
Well, I think you don't win or lose against Jared Anderson. The fight's still there. I think more pressing matter would be Manchester, and I so badly want it to be that third white fight. When you go back to the first white fight so close, when you go back to the second fight when a lot of people thought Chisora was winning until he got knocked out, 2 great fights. Let's put a little cherry on top of that cake and have a trilogy. And then after that, when lose or draw, it's where you want to go. If he beats Dillian White, last night Chisora was saying leave Africa, go to China and fight Zhang, which would be wild. Africa, Bakole's there. I'm going to chuck this one out there. Africa and Ngannou. But Chisora and Ngannou, why not?
Why not? Listen, and like go to Joyce as well. He said he wants to carry on, being that he's 39 as well. And again, you look at these guys, it's like we're just guys sitting here watching, and we obviously care about these fighters because we know them on a personal level. And you can almost think like retire because you might not get to that summit where you were before the Zhang lost Joyce. But who are we to say Joyce retire? He seems to have had fun in there. Again, he was humble in defeat. You know what I mean? He gave Chisora all the credit in the world and said he will be back. And if he still wants to fight on, like, fair play to him. It was a great fight last night, and I really enjoyed it because, like I said to you, there was moments where I'm thinking, oh, it's just very methodical, but then it'll just be ba 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 bang, and then it slowed down, and ba 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 ba. It was like ups and downs like this, and it was it was a great fight to watch. And the heavyweight scene right now, heavyweight boxing, it just seems to be getting better and better with each fight that's made in this division. And I was excited for Chisora last night. He's my Love Island, as you said last week. I don't watch Love Island. That says a lot.
You have you've liked that quote, haven't you? I've seen that pop up. But
I love that quote.
Love Island final tomorrow, mate. So don't miss that 9 o'clock ITV2.
I didn't know it was on. Honestly, I swear I didn't even know Love Island was on. Was it?
yeah, it's been on for about 2 months, mate. But
honestly, I didn't even know it was on. My wife knew. That's how much I don't know it's on. My wife, I don't even think my wife's watching it.
Well, she's missing out. It's been a good series, mate. But
that's it.
Hey ho, that might just be me.
It's just you.
But just on Joe Joyce, with him carrying on, I think it's all about a mentality thing, because if you're willing to drop down a level, which he will have to, and he's comfortable with that, then he can carry on and have some great fights. There's 2 fights out there for me that I'd like. With history is the Tony Yoka fight. Tony Yoka suffered a few defeats, and obviously what happened in the 2016 Olympics, many people thinking, and rightly so, that Joe Joyce got robbed of a gold medal. Or, for me, still kind of along that Olympic path, the guy who Joe kind of beat to that GB squad was Fraser Clark.
Yeah.
They're 2 fights with a bit of history behind it, and if Joe does decide to carry on, inevitably he will have to drop down the levels, and they're 2 fights I'd love to see.
2 seconds, Joe. My kids say, yeah.
There you go. Cameos from the baby flying out. It's all
I think they want to make a cameo, but they're just peeking through the door there. I see. Yes. I think those 2 fights are fantastic because there is that history between the fighters. I think Joe Joyce and Fraser Clark have fought in the ABA finals as well, if I'm not mistaken. So there is that sort of rivalry there as well. So yeah, it's a great fights to be made in this heavyweight division. And listen, it's a great division to be in right now. So I think the fights are getting made left, right, and centre, win, lose, or draw, and I like that. I like the fact that it doesn't matter if you have a loss, you can still come back from it. So fair play. And we've got the 2 heavyweight fights next weekend as well, and Bakole and Anderson, and obviously Andy Ruiz and Big Baby Miller. So we can talk about that next week. But we'll keep it on this card because I want to go to another heavyweight in this card who I love, and I said this when he was like 2-0, 3-0, is Moses Itauma. What an absolute skillful monster he is. Do you know what I mean?
Wild.
2 seconds,
wild, mate. Go on, mate. She's got Andy's just on babysitting duties. It's a mad Sunday afternoon. I've been out doing the show. Get back very late last night, but we're still here. Don't worry. And Andrew's just about to come back after seeing his kids. And then we will talk about Moses Itauma. Moses Itauma, absolute wild child. I don't like calling him a child, but he's only 19 years old. He can get the credit.
I'm back.
I've just been chatting in slow motion there, mate.
Fair play, my wife, for people that don't know, my wife's is away just now, so I've not got my eldest daughter's doing an absolutely fantastic job looking after my youngest, who's potty training right now. So I've just had to quickly take her to the toilet because she needed a pee-pee. So that's fatherhood for you, Joel. You don't have this stress right now. You want to know why I'm bald? It's kids.
Well, I don't know. I reckon you might have been bald before kids, mate.
Yeah, but I chose that life, mate. I did choose the life. Baldness didn't choose me when I was a kid. But yeah, Moses Itauma, like
Moses.
yeah, honestly,
Yeah.
absolutely. You know, when he's starting to talk a lot more as well, he's starting to really, he's humble. He can talk. He can bang. He's got fast hands. He's not the biggest of heavyweights, which I think is going to suit him because I think right now the ideal heavyweight is that 6'3", 6'4" heavyweight, the Usyk size, the Moses Itauma size. They're not giants. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think we're coming out of that era of the giants now,
Yeah,
aren't
I
we?
think so. And yeah, it's going to be great. So I cannot wait. He's going to be an absolute unit. So 2-6 cameo. We cameo. Look, there we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Baby McCart's coming in.
Yes.
Oh, have we got two?
We
got two coming in.
There we
But
go.
there
Say
we
hiya.
go.
Say hiya. Say hi, Joe.
Hello, kids.
How you going?
But there we go. The Moses
There we go.
Itauma. It's
Yeah.
what he done last night's phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. No one's done that to Mariusz Wach, and that's including the likes of Klitschko. That's including Dillian White and countless others. It's amazing. Amazing. And when we spoke to him earlier on in the week, he was like, "If I get rid of this guy, give me the credit."
Yeah.
And if anyone doesn't give him credit, then I'd question their knowledge on boxing because that guy needs credit ASAP. And now he wants the biggest fights. He's calling out Fraser Clark. He really wants a Sol Dakers fight. Just big domestic fights. Obviously, whilst I do love Moses, you don't need to rush him. He's 19 years of age. Like, come on. Like, when you look at Tyson Fury 37, Anthony Joshua 35, 36, that's a whole generation away. Do you know what I mean? So just take your time, nice and easy. And who knows? Maybe in my little dreamland, we might get a unification fight one day between Moses and Johnny Fisher.
Moses and Johnny Fisher, young fighters, and Jared Anderson, like we've spoke about a little bit here, is he's only 23 years old out in the States, and he's got a tough opponent in Bakole coming up next week, like I said. So you've got these young heavyweights that are coming through. But I think Moses, for me, and Johnny, I don't know. I just really like if they two were to fight each other. Obviously, I would like it to be for something a little bit more substantial rather than just the sake of fighting because they're young and they're at the right sort of almost the right stage of their careers at the moment. So, I would like Moses to keep on that sort of Mariusz Wach type opponent. He used to be a gatekeeper for world level. I think it was said in the commentary last night, but now he's a gatekeeper for sort of European level. Maybe stay in that realm. I don't know who's there or who they're thereabouts, but stay there. Do you know what I mean? For a couple more fights, which I think he will. He's sensible. For a 19-year-old, he's got a very mature head on those shoulders, and he's got a great team behind him in Ben Davison and the like. So, yeah, I don't see them rushing him. I think I would like to see, like I keep saying, I think I've said this on numerous podcasts, is you can really tell a fighter when they go through adversity, which is obviously get a cut. You know what I mean? Or getting dropped or something along them lines. They need to go through that to see where they are mentally, see if they've got it to come back into the next round with that cut, with the being dropped, what they can do when they've been through that sort of drama in a fight. So he's yet to feel that yet, which is, I'm sure it will come. But like I say, he's only a 19-year-old. There's still time for him to build and get to where he needs to be. And like I keep saying, he is one of my favourite fighters right now, and he's 19-year-old heavyweight. And I think he can rule that division in, I want to say 10 years' time. He'll be the top dog. He'll only be 29 years old. Maybe in 5 years' time at 24. Who knows? But he's definitely going to be...
He's younger than me.
I know.
He don't look it, but he's younger than me. He looks like a man.
I don't, listen, my eldest looks older than you. I mean,
baby faced assassin, mate. Don't worry.
Exactly. Going down the card then, talk to me about Dennis McCann's performance here as well. No, we'll go on Ryan Garner because that was their co-main, wasn't it? Ryan Garner against Archie Sharp. So, great fight as well. Great fight. And you were there. So talk to me about it.
If I'm being perfectly honest, mate, I think you're probably more apt at talking about it because I actually didn't get to watch much of it because I was interviewing Team McCann and Team Moses. But from what I did see, great fight, really good fight. And obviously, it was a 50-50 going into it. It looked like Archie got off to a good start. Archie gets cut, and Garner's pressure is, I think, really underrated and something to really look out for.
Yeah, he's very. I don't know if he's heavy-handed, but it seems like every shot is thrown with bad intentions with him.
Yeah.
Every single shot is thrown with bad intentions. But sometimes when I was watching him when he had Archie Sharp against the ropes, he was really smothering his work. See if he just took that little half step back and then come back with 1-2 straight, because he was always wide with his shots. So I'm sure that he's still young. I'm sure he'll learn all this. But I think if he just took that little half step back, got a little bit of distance between him and Archie, rather than getting in real close with his head on his chest and trying to swing shots. But I think he can do that for 24 rounds. Hang on, it just seems like he was just honest, kept on coming forward all the time. And Archie Sharp is that fighter where, again, this is what I'm talking about. He had them two cuts above around the eye, which were, I think, both head clashes. It was not. I don't think it was a punch that caused any of them. Looking from the replays on the camera there. So that was unlucky for him, because we don't know what that would have done to him mentally going into those next rounds. Do you know what I mean? With a cut going into his eye, the blood going into his eye and whatnot. So Archie Sharp will be back. He's a quality fighter. Moses Itauma spoke about. Let's go to Dennis McCann, who I don't think I've ever seen anyone do that to Beluta. Beluta's always been tough and rugged and always been there and sat on your chest and hit you from all weird angles, coming in square and whatnot. But Dennis McCann had probably the most mature performance I've ever seen from him.
Yeah, dominant display. And he said in that time he spent up with Joe McNally, that was his second fight. He obviously had his first run against Brad Strand earlier on in the year where he won that British and Commonwealth. I think he said that he feels like he has become a man. And don't forget, he's only 23 years old. 23 years old, and it feels like Dennis McCann's been about forever. Really coming of age performance, I thought, last night. Wrote the wrongs from last summer in the first fight. But I think, more than anything, I think that will do wonders for himself mentally, because he knows he can put in a performance like that. And I think that is the star-making performance where he will kick on now. And hopefully, 2-3 fights time, please, can we see that Liam Davis fight?
Yes, definitely. Sean Noakes, Sam Noakes' older brother, again, kind of similar style to Sam against Inda Bassi. What for the English title? I watched Sean Noakes spar Lewis Crocker up here in Billy Nelson's gym a wee while back, and great spar, great tough opponent, tough guy. So he is, Sean Noakes. I was delighted for him, because he was a really nice guy when I got to speak to him away from the and whatnot. So yeah, absolutely great guy. Happy for him. And then we're going to Adam Hamed, who, for me, Prince Nazim Hamed, his dad got me into boxing. You're talking about Derek Chisora. It was Prince Nazim back in the day with my dad. I used to sit and watch it was ITV box office back in the day. Used to always just be sort of like top 4 fights or whatever on the card. And I remember watching Prince Nazim's ring walks, and he had a ring walk in Scotland. I can't remember. Whoever he faced in Scotland went blank on me and all that. The flying carpets and all this sort of stuff. And it's just a showman. He got me into boxing. My dad was a boxer in the army, but it's Prince Nazim that really got me engrossed in it and wanting to learn how to do it and stuff like that. So happy for Adam Hamed. And I think fighting an opponent that just turtles up, getting those sort of journeymen are just tough and rugged, but they don't leave openings. You can't really do much with that. For Adam, I believe that once he gets in with somebody that's got the same ambition as him, that's going to throw a shot, leave gaps, leave openings so he can slip, dip, roll, and come back with a counter, that's when we'll see the better Adam Hamed. But these journeymen that are just tough, rugged, and aren't going to throw much back, yeah, it was a good performance, but nothing much he could do in terms of a game plan, because the opponent never gave him anything, if that makes sense, which is okay because he's only 2-0. But as soon as Adam Hamed gets an opponent that comes with the same ambition, we'll see the best Prince Adam Hamed.
Yeah, look, no amateur background. That's really only his first fight, because his debut was a 1-round walkover, didn't last long at all. So really, his first competitive fight of his life. So when you put it like that, it's full props to him. He was slightly disappointed with his performance after, but I don't think he should have been at all. It's a really tough journeyman. and he put on a boxing clinic. So yeah, Adam Hamid, fantastic. Raven Chapman, fantastic. Raven Sky Nicholson, please 5v5 or not. Sky Nicholson, Raven Chapman, can we please get that?
Yes.
And then the card was stacked from top to the bottom, like before the bell.
I want to give a shout out to Royston Barney Smith, because that was the first time I've really.
Oh, Royston, fantastic.
Yes, that's the first time I've really watched not just the highlights, a full fight of Royston, and that guy's a sharpshooter. That guy's accurate. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't waste much as well. And again, he got the cut, and we've seen him just bounce back up, and we've seen the toughness in him as well, which is good to see from a young fighter. So Royston Barney Smith, great fighter, and a great gym with Ben Davison and Lee Wiley and Barry and them. So watch out for him. I'm really excited to watch him, because, like I said, I've seen the highlights of Royston, never really been at one of his fights, never really seen him fight, but that fight there for me has got my neck up ready to watch this kid and see how far he can go.
Yeah, love Royston. I've probably been at all but one or two of his fights, so proper followed his career up close. I was at the press conference to announce Frank had signed him before he'd even turned 18. He signed him, so before he could even have a pro fight in the UK. And yeah, great prospect in a gym. We say it nearly every podcast: success breeds success in that gym, and they are riding the crest of the wave at the minute. And Moses, they're the next generation. They're the young blood. So yeah, it was just stacked from top to bottom. From 4 o'clock, you had the first fight. You had Brandon Lee, 28-0, now 29-0, American prospect. He'd been out of the ring for a long time, so he got a bit of that ring rushed off, and he wants the big fights in the 140 pounds division. It was a really good fight. We had Derek Chisora's nephew making his debut. Lovely kid. What am I missing? Umar Khan, excellent shot. Excellent shot. I think we have covered it all, but I probably have forgot a fight. But it was.
We apologize. Should we go on Box Rec just now and just double check, mate?
Because I think I've done it all in my head. I think I've done it all. We had Jermaine, then we had Umar Khan, and then Brandon Lee.
Mate, we smashed it. We've done it. We've done it all.
Lovely.
We've done it all, mate. Done it all. There we go. Nice and easy. I want to put this question out there because I have to, right? Because Billy Nelson's my pal. Martin Bakole, Chisora, Africa. Everyone up for that? Leave a comment. You know what to do. Leave a comment. Let's see your thoughts on that.
And I reckon Wednesday or Thursday we'll get together and we will preview the
LA card,
American Riyadh season card, and we will deep dive into Bakole, Anderson, Ruiz, Big Bailey, Isaac Cruz, and obviously Crawford, Madrimov. So I will see you Wednesday or Thursday, mate. We'll sort it out.
Yes, we'll sort it out. Definitely. Listen, Joe, enjoy the rest of your weekend. And like I said, I'll probably catch you Wednesday or Thursday, mate. So enjoy it, and I'll speak to you soon.
Good luck with the potty training.
Thanks. From me or her. Cheers, mate.
Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.